Falun Gong is not the only group persecuted by the Chinese Communist regime, but it is the only group that has been openly targeted for eradication. This campaign is unprecedented in its scale, sophistication, cruelty, and longevity. Studying the genocide of Falun Gong provides a lens through which the world can understand the persecution of other faiths in China.
Why it continues in China and no one inside China stops it? Because China is a totalitarian state. There is zero press freedom in China. No one has managed which media in China is independent of the party, not controlled by the party. So with this system, with this totalitarian system, it's easy to control his people. So the Chinese people, they know actually less than you guys about organ harvesting and many other things. We are so used to freedom, but freedom is not really free. You have to work for it. Yeah? And the Chinese people, they don't have that freedom. So it's easy to manipulate Chinese people. There are some exceptions. Some Chinese people are getting smart. They know how to overcome the censorship in the internet. They are very rare compared to the 1.4 billion people. So that is the main reason. They block information and they have been driving tremendous deception campaign in China all the time. Since the power takeover of the Communist Party in 1949, Chinese people has only been able to living in lies. And when lies do not work any longer, then came the tanks and machine guns. Okay? This is the reason why the Communist Party can do a lot of crime against humanity in China and no resistance basically in China. Then the question is, we in Denmark and many other democratic countries, we have press freedom. Why we are not doing anything to stop such crime against humanity? Why? Well, again, also outside China, the Communist Party has been very skillful in using deception to come to their goal. One principle the Chinese Communist Party has always been consequently following is the end justifies the means. So for them, any means is fine as long as they come to their end. And what is their end? Their end is power, absolute power. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, they are not just happy to get the absolute power over China. They will not be happy until they get the absolute power over the world. And you guys in Denmark, you also get promises, nice promises from Chinese Communist regime. But I can tell you, those promises is worth nothing. I can have an endless list of examples how they cheat people. We have our friend from Xinjiang, the Uyghurs. They promised the Uyghurs after the revolution high degree of autonomy. They promised the Tibetan high degree of autonomy. 1959, 50,000 liberation army soldiers marched into Tibet. And today, millions of Uyghurs are in concentration camps. That is called high degree of autonomy. Now, another example, you guys should...
Hong Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Hong Kong, yeah? They also promised Hong Kong Chinese high degree of autonomy, 1997, when Hong Kong returned to China, yeah? But what happened? You see, that's the difference. Because Hong Kong still have a certain degree of freedom of press, freedom of meeting, freedoms of demonstration, and so on. Although the freedom are reducing, but it's hard for them to cheat Hong Kong Chinese. I tell you, the Hong Kong Chinese 1997, majority, according to the survey, 60% of them welcome Hong Kong to return to China. Today, that percentage is probably only 20%. Yeah? Why? Because Hong Kong people found out in this past 22 years, no promise from Chinese Communist regime has been kept. Actually, it's not only because of this extradition bill. Already, year 2003, they wanted to pass Article 23. And what Article 23 means is, well, any organization or individual defined as criminal in mainland China, in communist China, will be automatically also illegal in Hong Kong. That was the Article 23. And why? You know why? Because the party boss who started the persecution against Falun Gong, yeah, when he came to Hong Kong, he got crazy because he saw Falun Gong practitioner everywhere with their yellow T-shirt, doing demonstration, doing information, spreading flyers and so on. He got crazy, so he told the Hong Kong government at that time, "You have to stop them." Then the Hong Kong government said, we have a problem because the success of Hong Kong is because of rule of law. And these Falun Gong people have never done anything criminal, so we can't just ban them. Yeah? Then the party boss, Jiang Zemin, said, "You make a new law and make sure that this new law will make them automatically illegal." So that's the Article 23. Any illegal organization in mainland China will be automatically illegal in Hong Kong. So Falun Gong was banned in mainland. So if that bill passed, then they can all jail all the Falun Gong practitioners in Hong Kong and torture them. But 550,000 people went to street already at that time. So the debate, the Chinese Olympic delegation boss, who is also in the same time a minister, he was giving a speech that surprised all the delegates from the whole world. He was saying, yeah, someone criticized us, we have human rights problem, we have environmental problem. Ladies and gentlemen, you are right. We do have this kind of problem, but our government is determined to, improve human rights. And he lied, this project, that project, they are going to educate young people and so on. All lies. But people like to listen to lies because it sounds nice. So after his speech, it was an ecstatic applause. And China got more than 90% of the vote to host Olympic 2008. Have they improved the human rights? Nothing. It's getting worse. The only thing changed in human rights abuses is because of application of high tech. They can do this much more hidden. You guys know 170 million cameras are set up in different cities of China, watching everybody, right? And they are going to continue with another 400 million. At the end, 600 million cameras watching 1.4 billion people. And ladies and gentlemen, don't think that only the poor Chinese are monitored daily. You guys too. If you have ever been using a mobile phone from Huawei, or your country has selected Huawei, even worse, for the central switching system, or you have been using a computer from Lenovo, or you have been using WeChat, you have been Alibaba, just name it. Everything about you, when you use all these systems, are registered and sent immediately to the big data system of the Chinese State Security Ministry. They are the biggest single customer of Oracle huge super database system. Why? They want to find out even every day who you are, particularly if you are a politician. They want to see, they want to know everything about you. Because when they want to, treat you in such a way that you help them directly or indirectly, they want to find out who you are, your opinion, your friends, everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, because of this deception, telling the West nice stories, they know they are not bad in manipulative psychology. So they know they have found out what the Danes want to hear. Yeah? So they tell Danish people a lot of nice stories, a lot of nice promises, but they never honor their own promise. Remember, never. In the case of Falun Gong, they promised them even 3 months before they started this brutal persecution. The government will always allow people to practice and don't worry and blah, blah, blah. And in the same time they were preparing the persecution. You see, this is China. So their promise is worth nothing. The more they promise you guys in Denmark, the more you have to be careful. There's no free lunch. my message is, well, in a way, money talks. To really change the whole situation, really radically to stop organ harvesting, is to make money silent, to make money cannot talk anymore. The Chinese Communist regime are very good in cheating. So they cheat the whole Western world by promising if they become member of the World Trade Organization, they will follow all the rules and blah, 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 blah. Nothing was followed. Yeah? So, but the other have followed. Danish has opened the market, America opened the market, Canada opened the market, Germany opened the market, and product made in China flooded the whole Western world. They make a hell of a lot of money. And money talks, right? So you have to stop that. Long term, you have to raise your moral. Money is not everything. And you may think that you are making good money today, but there's no free lunch. What you pay could be a terrible thing in the future, in the near future. That's the long-term thing that we have all to work on. Short-term, no matter what we think about America, I know American government have basically decided enough is enough. They found out that the Chinese communists have been cheating them for decades. So they have decided, you can say maybe the hawks of America, but doesn't matter. I know that they are 100% determined to decouple American economy with Chinese economy. And they are going to cut off the financial flow from America to China. Everything changed, 180 degrees compared to what happened between the year 2000 when China became WTO member until today. Things are changing. And if you still think you can make a fortune of smiling to the Chinese who are smiling to you, you are wrong. Sorry. No matter what opinion you have about America, America is still the strongest power in this world, the strongest economy in this world, and American government and American people too are the only country that this gangster in Beijing still have some respect to, still a little bit afraid of. So my opinion is, dear Danish people, you may have different opinion with the American government or whatever, but in the case of China, you better unite with the American strategy. They do it even in America. The Democrats in America, they criticize Donald Trump, this and that, but in the case of China, they are the same opinion. That's why it's such a power. And if you do not join it, and rather stay as a potential slave of the future eventual superpower run by the Chinese Communist Party, then I'm sorry for the Danish people. China has 700 factories, facilities all around China to produce fentanyl.
700?
Yeah, 700. And they have found a loophole, because fentanyl, you don't need much, just a little quantity of powder. It's a very strong opium, and so you can ship to America or Canada by letter. So it's hopeless for American custom or Canadian government to find out that, to check that. And every year in America alone, 10,000 young people die because of that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a well-thought strategy, a part of the strategy of the Communist Party, how to conquer the world. And you guys should not be so illusionistic and think that they are no longer communist. They have never changed that. Only they have changed the narrative. Yeah? For 70 years ago, they talk about world revolution. And they know that today there's no market when you talk about world revolution. So first, from I would say after the massacre in Tiananmen, they changed their tactic to not to talk politics at all, but just, the party boss at that time, Deng Xiaoping, has a famous strategy. They call it hide your strength and bide your time. Okay? don't show your strength. Let them think that we are a poor developing country. Okay? Psychologically, you disarm them, disarm the Western people. Yeah, so that they find, oh, China, you get a romantic picture of China. Oh, let's help China to become rich. And then they use their agent to spread this theory. When a country becomes rich, there will be a new middle class. And the middle class will ask for more human rights and democracy. So automatically China will become a democratic country, respecting human rights, blah, 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 right? This has been a very dominating belief. Wrong, totally wrong, because it's a well-planned deception behind it. So they hide their strength, they buy their time. So it is not that on the survey it looked like Xi Jinping is much worse than the other. No, they have been hiding their strength for 30 years and cheating the whole West. So they open all the market for them and they make billions of money. And you know what? They even have managed to attract billion and billion of capital from American stock market, Canadian stock market, Hong Kong stock market, and so on, to finance different projects in China. And many of these projects turn out to be military projects. It looked like a private company, but behind this private company is the Chinese Liberation Army. You know that? It's crazy. A very big company called China Communication and Construction Corporation, CCCC, 4C. And they found out, they took a lot of capital from the American capital market, billions. And then they found out they were the main contractor to militarize those islands in South China Sea, to convert islands into a stationary aircraft carrier, and to block one of the most important trading channels of the world. This is what is going on. We have to wake up. And to destroy the Western young generation, they send fentanyl to the West. So, no more illusion. First of all, I think Denmark, doesn't matter Danish government or Danish people, don't underestimate yourself. The power of a nation, like a power of a person, is not counted by number of people you have and how big your area is, because there's always a spiritual side of the power. With small amount of people, you can still be very strong spiritually. So, but that is a question of morality and ethics. Yeah? So think about that. Secondly, practically, don't underestimate either that Denmark is a small country. If we criticize China, it won't help. We are not America. In a way, it sounds true, but actually, it's not quite true, because America in China has been much demonized. Yeah? So if America criticizes China, most Chinese people will say, America, they don't want to see a strong China, so they always criticize them. But if Denmark, for example, Danish government, strongly, openly, publicly condemn organ harvesting and other human rights abuses in China, the effect can be stronger than the American condemnation, because most Chinese do not have the perception that Denmark is someone always demonize us. You see, they will take it as more credible. So don't underestimate yourself. You have your historical mission to do, being a small country also. Thank you.